people, today we're making potatoes and chicken wings in the oven. Yeah, that's my plan. And of course some vegetables, yeah? Okay. So welcome to the, I keep saying African Queen Mo. Welcome to Mo's Lifestyles. Thank you for watching. I don't know why you guys are not sharing my videos and the way I'm trying to make some for you this time. Please remember to share my videos, share them. Remember, in fact, by the way, that just reminds me I need to go and get my headphones so that you can hear me clearly. Yeah? Yeah, let me do that. Let me pause this. No one told me about these little headphones. They're really great. Sorry, I'm not feeling well today. Today is not a good day for me. Hi guys. Today I'm not going to come very close to you because I've not done anything with my skin. I've just washed it. It's dry. Do you know the way it is sometimes when you don't have time to do anything because you're not feeling well? And also because you're home. I'm actually home, so I don't want to put on any makeup at all. I just want to be comfortable. Sometimes I'm comfortable with makeup, sometimes I'm not. I'm comfortable without. I don't want to be a slave to anything. So welcome to Mo's Lifestyles. Mo's Lifestyle. This is my lifestyle. I cook, I go shopping, I dress up, I look good sometimes, and sometimes I just look like a housewife. Just like a grandmother in the kitchen. I look like your mother or grandmother in the kitchen. But all the time, I'm just myself, which I absolutely prefer. Oops, my husband is actually coming. So now, we're not going to be able to talk much because once he's here, that's it. But he went shopping. And so I'm going to make some potatoes. I'm going to boil some potatoes and make them with chicken. Yeah. Don't worry. You guys are like, oh my God, she's at it again. Yeah, I am. You're totally wet, eh? It's raining outside there. Yeah. Okay. So how do I make the chicken, Jose? I was gonna put it in the oven with potatoes and then just boil rice separately. Okay. So I'm not feeling that great, guys, today. And what makes it even worse is the headlines. Every time that you go online, what do you see? You see negative stuff. They're always talking bad, negative things. They keep scrolling. And my son, who's in IT, said that the reason why I get those negative ones is because that's what I watch. So the algorithm will continue to recommend negative stuff. So apparently, if whatever you keep watching is what, they'll continue to promote. So I need to also kind of stop watching too many things. Okay, so let me continue here. You want to record now? Are you serious? Are you serious? You're going to be on there. Say hi to people. Go down and say hi.
Well, hi everyone.
Yeah. Okay, so he's no longer as shy as he used to be now, which is good. So anyway, yeah, so I'm going to make some potatoes. So today I was just watching so many negative news videos. There's this thing called Broken Britain that I follow. People complaining. They usually upload videos of people probably on TikTok talking about how the UK has become so unmanageably expensive, how taxes have increased so much, quality of living come down, life is so expensive. And it's true. Hey, my God, life is expensive. So, and apart from being expensive, is that what they're saying is that it used to be that the government takes with one hand and gives you with the other one. Now they're just taking with both hands. I was like, yeah, actually that's true. So they're comparing, a lot of people have traveled now. So people are comparing life in Dubai and other places to life in the UK. And they're saying that for a two-bedroom apartment here, you have to pay like, how much? Like £1,600, and that does not even include council tax. And there's nothing with the apartment at all. It doesn't have a pool. It doesn't have a gym. It's just a two-bedroom basic flat, and sometimes it doesn't even have furniture. So they're like, what's the point of living here when you can actually get a better quality of life outside? And I would agree with that because, really, you can. And there's other people talking about the people themselves. Like the Brits are not friendly. Some people, when they travel and they come back home, they get depressed right at the airport. I'm washing the chicken now, guys. I'm just washing the chicken, yeah? I always wash chicken, always. I don't care how clean it looks, it shall be washed again. So some people come back from trips abroad and then when they hit the airport, they're so depressed. Oh my God. So people are like, why are we even living here? Why? Why? It's so depressing and so expensive and value for money is zero. No value for money. And what I can say is, it's true, but there's also some good things about the UK, which is why we're here, some of us. Yeah, there's some good things about the UK that you only get to know once you've lived long. Once you've lived a long time in those other countries, you get to understand the value that the UK brings. And the reason why so many people still move here, regardless, and why the people actually still stay here. Number one, for the Brits, of course it's family, yeah? Family, your family is here. So that's why you're here, yeah? For the Brits, the ones who live here, the ones, you really cannot put a value on family. And your grandmother, your mother, you grew up here, your friends are here. So your community is here. Another thing is that despite the fact that it is very, very expensive, fact is that there is a system that can look after you in case you lose your job. And in many countries, that's not available, really. Like I remember being a single mom in Kenya and really getting no support at all. None. The only thing I got help with, like in the UK, in the US, for example, when I was pregnant and I was 26 years old, there's this thing called Women, Infants and Children. That's the only support that is available to everybody who has children. So they weigh the kid, they decide, how much. Women, Infants and Children, what it just means, they label some of the foods in the supermarket so that you have access to things like milk. Minnesota was really good for that. You have access to things like milk, cheese, eggs, juices, and those basic things, especially milk, not meat, yeah, but at least eggs. Yes, eggs, cheese. So you have access to that. So what that does is kind of like it subsidizes your food needs as a single parent, especially like me. I was a student. And we are human beings. And don't ask me, why were you not married? Why were you? Look, we're humans. Humans do things, You find yourself as a single parent and you need support, yeah? So, at least those countries, there's something in them, and that's the reason why. Again, the other thing that is really important is that if you work for people like here in the UK and in the US, you work for someone, they actually they stick with the contract agreement usually, yeah. So in some of the countries where you're going, like in Africa, Asia, the law is so weak that you could be easily defrauded and not paid, according to your agreement and your contract, unless you have connections, yeah. There is my chicken. I've actually put some chicken seasoning and some paprika, and it now goes into the oven. Yep. It's gonna go into the grill actually. Grill? My potatoes are boiling here. I actually cut them up into pieces. They're gonna boil just a short time and then I'm gonna throw them there together with the meat so that they get the flavor of the meat. Yeah. So those are some of the reasons why people come here. Again, there's something else. For those who have children, the issue of school fees. Like I remember in the US, my son never had to pay school fees. Yeah? The public system, the education is good, quality. You pay for it through your taxes. Again, when it comes to healthcare in those days, there was a sliding scale. So I was working with a research organization, only earning a pittance of a salary as a student. So I had access to something at that time called Minnesota Care. What they do, they look at your annual salary. I was only earning like $1,000 a month. You can't believe it. Even probably less. I think it was like $12,000 a year. Ridiculous, immediately after or during graduation, as part of my graduation. So I qualified for that with my son, and I will only pay $12 a month, but at least I'm paying something, approximately 1,500 shillings a month, to access the best quality care, Mayo hospitals. where he was born, where my son was born. So there are so many benefits of living abroad. Again, if you want to own a car, you want to own a house, access to loans is much quicker, much faster, much easier in these countries, especially if you have a full time job. What are the other benefits? I guess that culture of respecting agreements. That's very, very, very important because in my country of Kenya, for example, I know so many people who have been defrauded by lawyers. Not that defraud doesn't happen here, but seriously defrauded and you cannot do anything about it. Here you can do something about it. Scotland Yard will be on their neck. Yeah, if somebody defrauds you here and you have contact, especially lawyers and people like those, you can take them to court. The system works, the judiciary works. Now, in countries like my country, Kenya, where the judiciary, may not work as well, people find loopholes, it means that lawyers, might get into some sort of something with, higher level people and then take you around in circles and you'll never get access to justice. Again, if you are going through, like a woman, if you're a woman and you're going through domestic violence with your partner, you can't report it at home because the police will say those are personal issues of the home, so we're not going to get involved. So there are many reasons why people come here to the UK. They know that if you work a decent job, if you work honestly, you will be paid your salary. If you're sick, you will get to see a doctor without having to break the bank. Especially those people who are paying you're paying insurance, you're paying your national insurance. You'll see the doctor. You can get any sort of treatment that you absolutely need, and medication is literally free here in the UK. Well, at least here in Wales. I don't know about England, but at least you pay a very nominal fee, like £10. It's not going to break the bank. It's not going to make you go and sell your house. But in Africa, you get sick of in Africa, you will end up selling land and your house and getting everybody to contribute money, even if you have a social health insurance scheme going. It's a true definition of a scheme. So there are those other factors that people don't consider very well. If you are, for example, from the UK, maybe you have a good job in the UK and you're being paid in pounds, and then you live abroad, for example, then you're okay. Because you are being paid in foreign currency, most likely the country where you are, your foreign currency is valued as higher, so you get more value for your money. I'm not telling you guys anything that is new, but these are the reasons why people usually prefer to live in countries like the UK, US, etc. Yeah, but right now, what is happening is that if you go online, you see so many negative things, people, so much negativity online. I mean, every single headlines there is negative, negative kapsa, and it can affect you. Don't allow these things to affect you, people. Yeah, let's cook. Let's cook. Oh, by the way, I wanted to show you some of the things that I really like here are things like decongestants. They're actually herbal decongestants, chest cough. This is what I use, but I haven't actually used it. If you have issues to do with antacids or any antacid, these things are available on the market. They're available in the shops. Sudafed, which is what I took today. Claritin. So actually, the two that I took today is Sudafed, which is the orange one, congestion and headache relief. Maximum strength. I just took one. It says it clears the head cold, relieves pain, and really what it has done for me, it has decongested my nose. Claritin, on the other hand, is an allergy medication, hay fever and other allergies. This one you just take once every 24 hours. This one you can take like as often as you absolutely need. It says, well, I guess it would say do not exceed a certain number of capsules a day. So for me, I just took one. And because I try to allow my body just to figure it, yeah, I'm not going to overdo it. So, just showing you my medicine cabinet and what I do to fight colds here. Okay, my potatoes, they're not supposed to cook for long. I don't want them to be mushy. So, here's my... Now, the weather is changing. So they should not break once you put them on, they should not be breaking. If they fall off, wash it off. Wash it off and put it back. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm gonna remove this. Yeah, just use. Hey, what's happening? It's not even. My God, I put it on, but I didn't actually. I actually put it on, but I don't know why I didn't even start cooking. God, it's still wet. But it doesn't matter. Then just put them on. Doesn't matter. Uh, you can put a bit of spice on them. Thank you for watching, guys. I really appreciate that you watch my channel. Many of you probably don't know me very well because I've just started a new channel. I renamed it. It used to be African Queen Mo. But I decided to rename it because I wanted to show my lifestyle really. And I decided, like they say, all good things come to an end. This is chicken seasoning that I'm using. But the best thing to use really is paprika. Paprika, paprika, paprika. I like my food looking reddish. Yeah. And because the children, they don't even like potatoes, which is weird. I just don't understand this thing. Well, let's put these here. Put them up high. Yeah, and I put them at 275. I'll just be checking on them a couple of times. You forgive me because I'm always washing dishes, eh? Me and washing, I wash as I cook. I wash as I cook. I don't allow dishes to just sit around. Yeah? Okay, so basically what we're saying is, life can be really, really, really expensive here in the UK. But on the other hand, when I look at the whole issue, I think there's more justice and fairness. Justice and fairness. Forgive me with my bonnet. I know most people don't like bonnets, and I'm one of those people who absolutely detest these things. I don't like them, to be honest. I don't like bonnets. But because I'm cooking, it's okay, yeah, because it holds my hair in. So it's okay. I always keep on telling Maha, please, remove your bonnet. She has, I don't know how many different colors, pink, I don't know, it's like fashion. And for me, to be honest, I'm not into bonnets at all. So I apologize to those of you who are irritating with my bonnets. Are you afraid of walking in front of the camera? Okay, guys. How can I be tired? This is my work. Okay, guys. So here are my wonderful. Here's my food now. It's actually good. It's actually almost ready. Karibu chakula, karibu chakula. It's just potatoes and chicken. I tell you, one of the nicest foods is potatoes. I love them. So let me just turn them so that they brown on both sides. I'm not such a big person for sauces. When it comes to sauces, we never really grew up in sauces, You know the way they say, oh, bono soup, this soup. No, my mom was anti-sauce. She used to say that sauces make you fat. But I became fat anyway, even without the sauce. And she's like, no sauces. No sauces. Okay, guys, my chicken is here. I'm just turning it. Yeah. So that it browns on all sides, yeah? Chicken wings, oh, yummy. You can put a little bit more if you want. A little bit more spice. It looks good, You see, because the potatoes cooked. Okay, let me steal one now. So yummy. I don't have to put anything because the fat from the chicken wings is already cooking it. I don't have to put any fat on here. Okay, let me put this back. Hot. Washing my hands. Always have to wash your hands when you're cooking, guys. It's just one of those things we do, yeah. You can't believe I'm in the kitchen and I'm feeling cold. And I've got the oven on and I'm freezing. So what I was trying to say, guys, is, people always complain so much about being in Europe. And then when you go back to the other side, when you go back to Africa, and you go for holiday and you stay away for like a year, you actually miss the UK, you miss the order. Because some of those countries are so disorderly and it's just difficult to live there sometimes. But you have to choose at some point where you're going to settle down because you can't be everywhere, right? We cannot be everywhere. So I think that nobody should be advising anyone about anything. I would say just do you. Everybody has their stage in life. Like the young people, I can imagine how the young people are feeling without jobs. Very worrisome. So, of course, if you're young, you're more mobile, you can get up and move, you can probably get help from your family. But somebody like me at my age, just getting up and moving around like that is not a good idea. I wouldn't actually suggest it. No. I don't mind living part of my life in Africa and part of my life in the UK. And that's what I've decided to do. Why? Because I have my family in Africa. I can't bring them here to the UK. It wouldn't make sense for them. Yes, I have the right to do that, but I don't want to do that because they're older. And like my mom, for example, she has support there from my sister, my brother, and her family members. It would be very hard for her to integrate here. On the other hand, some of my maybe cousins and people like those are the ones who are skilled, for example, are the ones who perhaps I should consider trying to help to come here if there are jobs. But if young people here are trying to move away because jobs are so iffy, why should I encourage my cousins and other people to come and live here if I can't, you know, guarantee a job for them, a full-time job for them? I'll feel guilty. Honestly, guys, I'll feel guilty. What do you think? Yeah? It's just a chat because people are saying how the UK is just a scam, how the US is a scam. What I can say is your security is number one, very important. Your security, your healthcare. If the government is using your taxes properly so that you're able to access internet, so that you feel safe, like for example, the 1 million march, 1 million people march in Manchester, that could actually be a little bit of a risk for people who are migrants in the country. I've seen reports of doctors, Indian doctors, saying that they're going to Canada because they don't feel appreciated in the UK. But what I can say, yeah, they don't feel appreciated in the UK, so they leave and go to Canada. The UK should be very careful about that. You don't want to lose professionals, doctors. You need them. Pay them properly. Give them all the benefits because we need them. We need them. Yeah, we need good quality doctors here in the UK. And the UK is a great country. I believe that the sins of our fathers and forefathers should not necessarily follow us around every single day of our lives. But on the other hand, we also know that some of the people who are perpetuating the sins of our fathers are young people. Young people, especially from this country. Young people should say no to racism because it doesn't work for them. Look at what has happened in America. Look what has happened to the farmers who have lost corn, who have lost their yield in their fields, who now realize the mistake that they made, asking immigrants to move away instead of helping them. You know what? That's not how you treat your workers. If anything, you should defend them, protect them, because guess what? It's because of your workers that you are where you are. Yeah, it's because of them. And so we should be protecting them, making sure that you help them to get regularized in the system, help the migrants' families to feel together, to come together, because of course, if they are happy because they have their whole families together, the fact is that they'll work very well for you. That's just how it works, yeah? So it doesn't help that the MAGA farmers are now crying foul because this is what apparently they say, this is what they voted for. But I also disagree with that. Many MAGA farmers did not actually vote for this. They voted for a country where asylum seekers, or should I say where people would come in the regular way, the proper way. They also voted against the war. Yeah, they voted against the war in the Middle East. They were also voting against what had happened to them with the Democratic Party. Yeah. So what had happened during Biden's rule? What had happened during Biden's rule was that there's so many immigrants who came into the country irregularly. Why don't they just come in regularly? What is the difficulty about that? Why not just allow people just to come in the borders regularly? Yeah? And also help them. If you need workers, bring them in. You need them. You absolutely need them to survive. So, yeah, let's reflect. Let's reflect. And let's not just say, stroke of a pen, UK is useless. Because I don't believe it is. I know whenever I go back to Kenya, I actually miss the UK. I do. I miss the order in the UK. I miss my security, my safety and feeling of safety and security in the UK. Strangely. Although I do happen to be here in Wales, maybe I feel more secure in Wales, but I do miss that feeling of being able to call on the cops if I have a problem. Whereas in Kenya, I know I have to take out a bribe. Just today, the CS, the Cabinet Secretary for Security, said in Kenya that if the police ask for money for fuel, for petrol, give it to them. Can you imagine? You have an emergency situation and the police tell you that they don't have any money. They don't have any money to come and see you. So send them something by M-Pesa. Send them money for fuel. So don't you think that that could be abused? Why, if Kenyans are paying their taxes, do they have to fuel cars of the police? That will make the police become mediocre in terms of responding to calls from the public. In this country, no, you just call the number 999 or whatever, or 991, 999 or 111, and you either get to see the police or you get an ambulance and you get services. So nobody should be telling me here that the UK is done for, that it's useless. What I want is for young people and for people who are here in the UK to try to make life better for ourselves. Let's get back our society, take our society back and create a more positive culture. See how we can educate people about who we are, where we come from, so that people are less prone to being misused or misguided. And on that note, I say goodbye. And I can smell my meat. It's actually ready. In fact, it smells like it's burning. Oh God, I hope it's not. No, it's not actually. It's fine. Looks good. It looks good. It looks good. And I wanted to make vegetables, but looks like my hubby is not feeling. He's also not in the mood to make them. We're just gonna eat chicken and potatoes, and that's it. Yeah, there you go. Really looks good. So that's ready. That's actually ready. And that's what we're gonna have. Just chicken and potatoes and chicken and potatoes. I've taught my husband to like potatoes. He wasn't the biggest fan. But now waru is his favorite. He loves it. Yeah. Okay. Food. You see? Chicken wings and potatoes. Yeah. Here. Huh? I'll put it on the lower level. I'll switch it off. Yeah, the kids can come back and have chicken wings. And the kids can come back and have chicken wings. Yep. Unfortunately, I ate all the salad yesterday, so that's what we're gonna have. Not the most balanced diet. Sometimes you don't have a balanced diet. It's almost like eating chicken and chips. Instead, you're having chicken and fried potatoes. And on that note, thank you very much, guys, for being there. So on that note, guys, thank you very much for watching. Let me have that. My version of chicken and chips. Yummy. Very nice. And you notice, no fat, no oil, no extra oil, natural oil from the chicken only. Oh, it's yummy. Very nice. Now let me take a picture of it and then kwaheri. Bye-bye. Look at this thing.
Not feeling good.
Yeah.